The 76ers have engaged with the Spurs about potentially moving up to the number 2 pick. For now, the Sixers have zeroed in on 4 NBA prospects with the number 3 pick, including a private workout with VJ, and Ace Bailey is visiting Philadelphia next week, per Michael Scotto. Things are heating up. So it's pretty clear 3 prospects that the Sixers are interested in are VJ, Ace, and Dylan Harper. The last one is still a question mark. It could be Cooper Flagg. I doubt it because, he's pretty much a guarantee at number 1 unless Nico Harrison decides to get a little frisky with it. But my guess on that last remaining prospect would be Trey Johnson or a trade back option, a guy like Con Knipple. But man, oh man, the Sixers seem to be going after Dylan Harper a bit, or at least seeing if it's possible. I feel like they're probably going to have to give up that Clippers pick in order to do so, or at least one of their future first-round picks. Now, here's the issue. I kind of just assumed that Dylan Harper was off the board because the Spurs were making it clear that he was their pick. One thing we got to keep in mind is this is smoke screen season, but personally, I'm a believe and talk about every rumor I see because that's the fun of it all. Back to the problem, though. I have barely looked into Dylan Harper. I know he's kind of like a Cade Cunningham type. He fits well next to Maxey and McCain because of his size, and he's a point guard. It seems like he's a heliocentric point guard, which is kind of interesting, the dynamic of him and Maxey, but also it would put Maxey back into that role he played with James Harden, and he's more of a shooting guard, as we know, on the offensive end of the floor. He's trying to improve as a point guard, and I think he has made strides, but he's still far away from being a point guard. I've seen some Sixers fans suggest that if they do land Harper, they should see what they can get for Tyrese Maxey. And I understand that thinking, but at the same time, when I hear fans suggest of trading Maxey, I just kind of chuckle because it's clear that the Sixers really enjoy his personality. They enjoy his leadership skills. You could tell they see his character as a foundation of building whatever's next for Philadelphia. Also, can we just chill a bit? Maxey had a down year, but he also had very high highs. He's also one of the only players during this era to consistently rise in the playoffs. He's coming off a 30-point-per-game playoff series versus the Knicks. It kind of feels like an Indiana Pacers situation. Just assemble as many good players as you can, even if they're at the same position, and see what happens. You see the Pacers, they played 4 guards yesterday. TJ McConnell off the bench, Benedict Mathurin off the bench, and then they have Andrew Nembhard and Tyrese Halliburton starting, of course. You don't have to instantly make a decision on who to trade, whether it's McCain or Maxey or Dylan Harper or whoever. We can see what it looks like for a few seasons. Jared McCain is coming off an injury. Everyone expects him to just be inserted into the starting unit. That's probably not going to happen. He's coming off an injury. He is on a rookie deal. That's a situation where you can be like, yo, man, come off the bench, be the 6th man. We need a little more defense in the starting lineup. This is a good problem to have, in my opinion. But since I haven't looked deeply into Dylan Harper, I'm so casual on him because I wasn't expecting this to be a realistic option. I had to go to my old reliable, aka NoCeilings.com. This snippet is from Tyler Rucker. He wrote, "When you first take a look at Harper, your eyes start to play tricks on you. He's listed at an eye-opening 6'6", 215 pounds. Those measurements alone will get your attention for any jumbo-sized playmaker. If you haven't watched a second of Dylan Harper, you'd probably imagine a jumbo-sized guard that just overpowers opponents with his size or positional advantage. And technically, you wouldn't be wrong. Harper understands that given his size, he always got the potential to have the upper hand if the matchup presents itself. But until you turn on the tape, you won't realize that this 6'6" combo guard is quick as lightning with a lethal first step and fantastic hesitations. Harper looks like a prospect that was created to star in a horror film. He gives opponents nightmares with the versatility he has on the offensive side of the ball. Pair all of that with a relentless motor and the mentality to be great, and that's something that gets NBA front offices drooling. The main thing I know about him is he thrived as a downhill attacker and finisher at the rim. His shot is a little suspect. He can shoot it, but it's more of a Cade Cunningham, De'Aaron Fox type situation. Along with his size and play style, it seems like he would be a great fit next to Maxey and Jared McCain because those two really rely on the perimeter shooting. So pairing that jumbo point guard next to those two, I mean, it should work very well. I personally believe Maxey is going to develop into an above average defender. You saw signs of it last season. During the regular season, I don't see why you can't get away with that 3-guard lineup. In the playoffs, probably a different story, but it really depends on the matchups. And also, it depends on what you have around those 3 guards. And of course, I started that Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey series, just taking a look at their minutes last season. Check it out if you haven't already. But early on, I've noticed that both of them have the trait of giving a shit defensively. Like, they try hard, they're physical, they're not low motor defensive players. Who knows if this rumor is true, but it puts the Sixers in the same situation as the Markelle Fultz, Jason Tatum situation, trading up for the guard and passing on the big wing who can create and make very, very tough shots. So that kind of scares me, not going to lie, but it is what it is. I would be excited. And believe me, if this rumor continues to pick up steam, I'm going to make a deep dive video on Dylan Harper for sure.